Case study and AT lesson plan. The environment. I had observed a boy who was in second grade that had cerebral palsy. He has 5 paras in the classroom at different times of the day. It was a resource classroom at Battleground Elementary School. There were 6 students in and out during the day, and it was a lot of one-on-one arrangement. Area of concern and difficulties. His functional area of concern was communication and focusing, as well as being motivated to communicate with others and peers. Strengths and abilities. He is very funny, and he has been using his eye gaze device to show that funny personality. The student has started to make 2 to 3 word sequencings. He has been forming longer phrases such as movie please or like I like to sentences. His ability to have head control has increased and being able to keep his eyes fixed on the eye gaze device. Tasks. Being able to accommodate to the student's needs when it comes to the amount of time to do activities and when those activities are done are crucial. The student actually had his own area in the classroom. It was kind of like in the corner in which he'd go with his para, and he could focus more that way instead of being distracted by like his other peers in the classroom. Strengths and accommodations. The strategies that are used to help the child are assisting in making sure the eye gaze device tablet has the student's eyes calibrated correctly, because if you didn't, then what he was trying to speak to you, like when he was trying to click on each item that he wanted to say verbally, it wouldn't be correct because his eyes wouldn't be calibrated. This makes for the most efficient use of technology so that the student can speak using the device as well as getting his schoolwork done effectively. The student is allowed as much time as needed when it comes to communicating through his activities and expressing his emotions. So the 2 AT devices. The first one I chose was the eye gaze device, which I had mentioned before, speaking verbally through the device and expressing emotions, likes, and dislikes. And then a choice board. The child could communicate using his eyes on what activity that he wants to do. So the choice board necessarily isn't an actual technology device. It's more of a like paper, or you could make it on the computer and use it in a more technical way. So this is the eye gaze picture. And then this is a choice board. Like I said, you can make, for the choice board, you can like print them out, and that way the child, and lay them on a desk and the child can physically see them versus the child looking at them through a screen. Useful system to help the student achieve. The eye gaze technology system and the help of his para and physical activities are useful to him. He is able to interact not only with adults but with his peers. His communication stems from being able to make sentences using his eyes on the eye gaze technology. That's how his para gives him choices on what activities he wants to do and answers to yes or no questions, which are very useful. AT implementation for eye gaze, which is what I decided to choose. We did a math assignment where he would communicate with me the shapes that have 3, 4, 5, 6, and 8 sides. There were 3 shapes presented for each of the questions. The way that he would select the answer would be picking the correct shape and clicking on it with his eyes. By doing that, he would be communicating with me by saying aloud the shape and how many sides. And then effect of the intervention, he was able to correctly identify the number of sides that each shape had using his communication through the eye gaze device. The student was able to communicate with me when I asked if he enjoyed the activity. He clicked the yes button on his eye gaze device. So that was pretty much my case study and my lesson plan that I did with my student that I observed.